Yes, Sirski, we're back at it again, and this is going to be a spoiler review for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm trying to save my boy here. I'm trying to save my boy and all of you, because my boy is wrapped up in this web of hype for this trash movie. This trash, and where we starting off is trash.
Damien was laughing and smiling throughout the entire movie.
When?
You!
What smile?
You had a whole
What
googly eyes.
smile?
Bro, anywho.
When I was smiling,
Bro.
I was smiling when I was finally able to leave the theater when the lights turned on and
Oh
the credits
my
rolled. That's when you saw me smiling. I was able to go home, see my family, go in my bed.
First of all, I don't know what the hell this man is talking about. This movie was fire as hell. I think it was a good, I don't want to say bow on top of the Spider-Man, the Homecoming franchise, because they made room for one more movie, I guess. Why do you keep doing?
I'm listening.
What do you mean?
I am listening. I'm
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh my fucking god, bro! What you got something to say, bro?
No, I'm listening.
Okay. Why you gonna keep doing that?
Okay.
Yeah, they did a nice way of pretty much wrapping up the whole Homecoming, I guess saga. You know, cementing Peter like he's on his role and finally becoming like the adult he's supposed to be, and his spoiler,
So,
his Raimi and
the plot of this movie, right, is Peter after the last movie he's been outed as Spider-Man. So Peter, played by Tom Holland, is outed by Spider-Man, and everybody in his life is just having hell because of him having his identity public. So Zendaya as Mary Jane, the other boy as Genki or whatever his name is, Ned. You got Marissa Tomei as Aunt May.
Aunt May.
Yeah, everybody's just having a hell in your life because of Peter, and he's just like, I gotta go fix this. So he goes to Doctor Strange, and the whole premise is, I want everybody to forget I'm Spider-Man.
Okay. Essentially, the ideal was...
And the spell goes wrong. So yeah.
The spell goes wrong because... He says in spoiler review. So the spell goes wrong because Peter tries to alter the spell mid incantation.
Because Peter's dumb. He's dumb as bricks. He's dumb as multiple bricks in this movie.
He's dumb as bricks for multiple...
I thought he's supposed to be a 17, 18-year-old. This man is a child. He's a 7-year-old in this movie. Okay. There's so many things where I'm like, no, this is not a teenager right here. There's no way this is a teenager.
And this is true. Peter has made
Doctor Strange even calls it out.
Yeah, no. Peter did make a lot of mistakes in the movie, especially when the main issue of the movie, where the reason why he even went to Doctor Strange in the first place was to get his college admissions pretty much looked at into, because his friends and him were not accepted to the college of their choice because the controversy that was going on with him in the last movie.
They couldn't get into their college, and Doctor Strange, after basically messing up the spell, he was like, wait, so before even calling the college to see if you could like talk this through, you came to me to do a whole crazy like level 5 spell instead of like talking it through first?
And then Peter was like, wait, I could do that?
I could talk to them? I could actually call and maybe try to like argue my...
And maybe I'm like, yo...
I wanted to walk out at that point. I was like, this Peter's so dumb. Like, I don't he's supposed to be smart, but he's so dumb.
I was like, okay, Peter, I'm like, should you be like some kind of whiz kid, bro? Like, I'm pretty sure you don't even need to be a genius to even know that kind of thing, right? But
he's mentally disabled in this movie. Peter's mentally disabled. I'm scared for his own safety while he's swinging. This man don't know 2 + 2.
I mean, yeah, Peter makes a lot of dumb mistakes in this movie. It is crazy. However,
if MJ was falling, he would probably grab the web onto her and swing her towards the ground because he's so dumb as bricks. He thinks swinging her towards the ground would probably beat the gravity.
Aside from talking about how dumb Peter was... this mistake has caused a rift in the multiverse, which led to the introduction to the MCU of previous Sony villains that were in previous Spider-Man movies, such as Will Dafoe's Green Goblin. I I'm not.
Jamie Foxx is Electro.
Oh, yeah, Jamie Foxx is Electro.
You got Doc Ock is back.
Yeah, I don't know
name slipping my mind right now. You got everybody basically from all the old movies basically, and now Peter has to stop them all.
Okay, it's a little less.
But there was never any danger. There was never any. I never felt like Peter could never take them down. He captured all of them so easily.
What do you mean? He couldn't be Electro by himself. He literally had Osborn walk into the fucking dungeon. Doc Ock almost beat his ass if he didn't have the Iron Spider suit on, he was not winning that fight. What do you mean it was a hard fight? I mean, it was an easy fight.
I never felt a sense of danger for Peter or any of the Spider-Men in this movie. Oh yeah, there's everybody else is here. Everybody's here. Smash Bros. Everybody's here. Yeah. And what a waste of them being here. They got out of bed for this trash piece of a movie. Like they got out of bed. They took the call. They got dressed. I got dressed for this movie. I really wish I could take that back. I wish I could take that shower back, but I can't. Why, can you take it back for me?
Why do you think they were always in this movie?
Because Tobey Maguire, bless his heart, the original Spider-Man. Came in just to be given nothing to do but some bad corny jokes.
That's not true at all. And yes, he did have bad corny
jokes. They
jokes.
had so little for them to do. Wasn't it like a whole 5-minute scene dedicated to them just messing around on top of the Statue of Liberty in the end?
That's also true.
That's how little they had to do. They had no purpose to be here.
But they
were so shoved in here.
They had a purpose to be there in order to pretty much pass the torch on to Peter, pretty much. Well, Tom Holland's Peter, and on top of that, the ending point where Peter's going to kill Goblin, and Tom Holland's Peter was going to kill Goblin.
Okay, we don't have to give a whole recap. They've seen the movie. Most likely, if it was a spoiler review, they most likely seen the movie at this point.
Okay,
and even if they haven't, we can't go play by play. We got 15 minutes.
But you spit off false information though.
You talking like this movie has a story. I was like, what are you talking about? You talking like this movie has a story.
Okay, but you're spitting out false information saying it had nothing to do, which is a lie.
Okay, the only scene, which I guess I'm just kind of jumping into the end for a little bit, was they gave Andrew Garfield some closure on his character. They actually gave him some development on his character since the last time we saw him. Since the last time we saw him, apparently there's a lot that's been happening for him. Like, unlike Toby, we actually got a little bit more info about what Andrew's been going, or like his Spider-Man's been going through.
That's not true at all either.
What do you mean?
Tobey Maguire literally said him and MJ are working things out.
That's not much. That's not much right
what
there.
Else you need? What else you need?
Oh, me and MJ having a fight again. Wasn't that all 3 movies? Every movie they having a fight.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Andrew Garfield was like, "Oh, I'm doing Peter Parker things."
No, he was like, "I'm not holding back no more. I'm literally smashing them, stacking them, pinning them." No. He literally is the Roman Reigns of his universe. He's like, "I'm smashing and stack." Like,
the only thing I don't.
Apparently, he's gone down a really dark route in his own universe. After Gwen died.
Okay, that's
a big thing.
Okay, but how much? What else do you need? Okay.
And look for how this movie actually gave him from the trailers of this movie. Everybody was saying, "Oh, he's gonna save Mary Jane. He's gonna be the one to save him if he is actually in the movie." Because you know why? It makes plot sense. It makes in terms of a character arc. He wasn't able to save his girl, so now he saves Peter's girl. That scene actually made me tear up because the look in Andrew's eyes, the acting was so incredible. He actually had something to do. The acting was so incredible. You could see how much this meant to actually save this Peter's love interest. You could see how he wished he was holding Gwen in his arms right now. That was such a big moment, and they didn't spell it out for you. You just, if you watched the movie, you knew. I'm just saying that's the moment that only moment that made me feel anything in this movie, and I'm like, wow, if only more of this movie actually capitalized on the characters' histories and just say here's this and here's that.
But it's not their movie. It's Tom Holland's movie.
Is it?
Oh yes.
Is it?
It is.
Oh man, the master. Oh, I can't even call this a trilogy. All these movies are so. I'm calling this a middleology or whatever. Like all these movies are mid. I gave them 3 chances. You was given everything. He was given everything for this third movie, and they still fumbled it. How? How was that possible?
Okay, how did they fumble it?
They still fumbled it.
How did they fumble it?
You had all the Spider-Man, all the villains, and you still couldn't make a decent movie.
But you still okay. My question is, you still didn't tell me what was exactly wrong aside from Peter being an
because
idiot.
Okay, so much of this movie, I was like, okay, we know what the story is about. This it took so long to get to the actual story. I understand you got to build up stuff, right? Build up like how their lives are, right? But I was like, yo, can we just get to the part where we start fighting the villains? Because I was so uninterested in everything that was happening before. I didn't care about Peter or any of his friends. I didn't care about the relationship. All it was just a bunch of talking fast. I talk fast. But all they did was talk fast and talk nonsense. Yes, I do that here too. But I'm not. Nobody's paying to see me. This is free. This is free. I went to go just pay to see them talk fast and say unfunny lines for 2 hours. People are hearing unfunny lines for this for free. They don't have to. This is. Oh.
Okay, so pretty much you weren't there for the dialogue. You just wanted to see people punch each other, and that was it.
I wanted to see a good story. I wanted to see good characters. Because you know why? I wanted to see that? It's because it's shown that it could be done. You can have multiple Spider-Man in a movie and have an awesome movie. You know why? Because it's called Into the Spider-Verse. 10 out of 10. One of the best movies of the last decade.
That's actually, ooh, God, that's a hot take, but okay.
Hot take? It has the highest percentage
movie
out of any Spider-Man movie.
I guess probably
for a
true.
reason.
Okay.
For a reason. There was actual plot, story, characters, blah, 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 blah.
Really? Aside from Miles Morales and Gwen Spider, do you really gonna? No, I'm not even gonna get into this. Anywho, so
this racist movie invited all the white Spider-Man but one. Everybody's here but the black people. Everybody's here. Look what they did to my boy Jamie.
What do you mean they made him handsome?
They made him handsome? No.
What do you mean no?
They took away his character.
Him being blue? I'm sorry, him being a nerd, I guess.
His that was his one character trait, and in this movie I was like, oh.
Well, so no, but they addressed it in the movie.
They never did. They addressed it, but they never addressed why. Why did they say he changed? What was the reason?
You didn't answer that. You said yourself they didn't spell it out for you. Aren't you the same person that you hate exposition? You're the same person that I hate exposition.
I've never said that.
You never said that. We were watching Hawkeye literally the first day. Oh, it's too much exposition. We already know you the best whatever.
Why you bringing up old
stuff? Because
talk about
you fake, bro.
No.
This man claims he hates exposition, but then want them to spell out for him. What I'm saying
what was I saying anyway? What was I
about
saying?
Hawkeye?
No, before this.
Well, about what they did to my boy Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, because they never addressed why, because they addressed it as a joke, but then I was like, no, really, why is he like different now? Like, why is he completely different? That's true.
They never actually confirmed why he looks different
and why he acts completely different. Like, there's no explanation. It's just Jamie Foxx playing Jamie Foxx here, and I'm like, okay, I guess. Like, I mean, that's cool and all, but like, can you at least give a story reason why he's not this nerdy, like, anxiety-ridden guy anymore? Because as far as he knows, he was still living up his last moments in life before he died. But you know what? Really overall, like I do like this movie though.
This fake ass. This man really went on Facebook talking about, this movie is garbage.
No, I took it down though.
Now he took it.
After a couple minutes,
he's a big fat phony. Phony, big fat phony.
No, after a couple minutes, I calmed down and I realized, the movie ain't so bad.
That's crazy.
It ain't so bad. There's worse things in life.
There's worse things in life.
Like having to watch this movie a second time. There's worse things in life. At least I'll never have to see this again. At least you will know that I feel bad for you. You have to go through this twice, and I don't want that for my worst enemy. I don't wish that upon my worst enemy.
All right. So what's the score you gonna give it then?
Overall, this movie, it's not funny. The action's it's not good. It's not that good. The action's very mediocre. Everything in this movie is mediocre. Like, the way I felt about the other Spider-Man movies is the way I feel about this. Which is, if I were to sum it up, it's wasted potential. Wasted potential in the characters, wasted potential in the plot. For once, this is not about Tony Stark, which I was surprised. I mean, you know what? I'll give it 1 point for that. I'll give it 1 extra point, or a whole extra score point, because for once, one of the movies wasn't about Tony Stark. And the villains weren't about Tony Stark. But Peter's so dumb in this movie, he gave all the villains Stark tech because he's just a dum-dum, a big old dum-dum.
It didn't really matter at the end.
It didn't, because you know why? There was never any danger to him. Why? Even if superpowered, one Spider-Man could take all. He didn't need all.
That's not true at all, bro.
But in the end, you know, I really suggest y'all don't need to go out and rush to see this. Y'all don't need to kill people to see this. Y'all don't need to pay $2,000 to see this mid movie. You could just see it at your own convenience. See this at a matinee.
First of all, don't listen to anything this man is saying. He's lying to you. My
score, I give it. Again, it got a whole 1. Why did I give it an extra point?
Because they didn't talk about Stark or whatever.
Oh yeah, just for once, Tom Holland's Spider-Man was not defined by Tony Stark for one moment and one movie. So I'm gonna give it a whole extra point. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 because for once it wasn't about Tony Stark. Wow. A Spider-Man movie wasn't about Tony Stark. It's amazing, isn't it? A Spider-Man MCU movie. Oh, I give it a 2 just because we finally got the original Spider-Man suit now. He's finally swinging around in the original Spider-Man, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, 2 out of 5. This is just as good as the others, which means it's not very good at all. It's very mediocre, but people are gonna love it because Spider-Man. Oh, it's all the Spider-Mans. It's good. No, like, come on, guys.
Isn't that the same way you feel about?
Because they can't. Because you know what? I don't really want to get hot about this, but you can't. All these people can't talk trash about Spider-Man 3 and all the problems they had with all the villains. Oh, it's overstuffed. This movie was overstuffed. It had the same problems that Spider-Man 3 has, but you know what? People are gonna say this is like you said, 5 out of 5 because I don't even know. Like whatever.
This message disappointed. And listen, man, don't say anything this man has said. This man is just salty because Miles Morales was not in this movie.
Wait, who?
Miles Morales is not in this movie.
Yeah!
That's why this man is just salty. He's like, oh man, I can't get me. Oh man, I suck your dick, Miles. He's trying to do all that. Listen, I think this movie is worth seeing. Well, I mean, opening night's already passed, but see it at your earliest convenience if you can. I'll see you opening weekend. I definitely don't wait to get on Disney Plus. We'll watch it as soon as you can. I think it was a great way to give a proper send off to Andrew Garfield especially. Tobey Maguire not so much. They didn't really do him justice in the film.
Did you just argue that against me?
What about Tobey?
When I said they did nothing with... Okay, go ahead. I'm not going...
No, I'm talking about they give him a proper send-off. They stabbed him and that was it.
Oh, they stabbed him? That's a proper send-off? No, I stab you and send you home?
They stabbed him? Yeah, that's pretty much what they did. I didn't say that was a proper send-off. I said they did Andrew Garfield justice.
You said it on my blood pressure. You said my blood pressure. Go ahead. No, worry. I said nothing. Please. Go ahead.
And Tom Holland...
blood pressure.
And I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man character actually grew a bit. I mean, in the movie, he wasn't as... He became an adult, especially after what happened in the middle of the film. Aside from Peter's, stupidity in the beginning.
How he become an adult?
What do you mean? You want me to spoil? Oh, I guess it's spoiler.
It's a spoiler cast. Go ahead.
What do you mean? His aunt died, and all of a sudden he lost everything.
Oh yeah, with great responsibility comes great death, right? Great
I mean,
that,
pretty much.
We had to laugh out loud during that line because it was so
listen.
Because they were like, because Peter at one point was like, oh, how all the other Spider-Man finished the line, oh, with great power comes great responsibility, and Peter was like, oh, how'd you know that line? And they're like, because Uncle Ben said it, and we were
just laughing
because anybody that says it apparently has to die. So I didn't even want to say. I'm afraid now. I'm gonna pat myself in the room for the next day. I'm afraid.
Anywho,
I'm afraid.
Tom Holland's Peter Parker has lost a lot in this movie. He lost his aunt. He lost his friends. He lost his entire. He lost his entire existence. No one knows who Peter Parker is. To the point where he has to literally start over. I still
don't know who he is. There is no character development in this movie. I don't know who he is.
Alright.
I just know he's Spider-Man.
Anywho, aside from Peter's stupidity throughout the film, the first half of the film.
What's your score?
I give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Mostly the point reduction is mostly due to the stupidity. Literally, this whole movie could have been avoided from one simple phone call. Well, actually, it's not necessarily true. Because of the fact that he caused the spell which caused Doc Ock to come and save the vice Chancellor gave him a chance.
This whole movie could have been avoided if we had just turned around and went back home. I didn't have to see this trash. I wish we could have avoided this. I wish. I wish.
But yeah, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Well, hey, that's it, folks. You know, you got the spoiler review. You know, you got. We talked about all. I don't even know what we talked about. There wasn't much to talk about this movie. There's no. I can't. I can't. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm gonna end this. Let us know what you think of No Way Home. Am I crazy? Is my boy right here? Am I just crazy? Am I alone on this? Am I gonna be the outcast here?
Probably.
Am I the dum like Peter Parker here? Let me know in the comments. What's the best Spider-Man movie? Cough Cough Spider-Verse. Let us know in the comments. You know, like, share, subscribe, follow the page, and later days.